So one of the things you talk about in your new book, Good Profit, is the importance of having a vision. What's the difference between talking about a vision and actually having one?
Well, the first thing you need is a vision that enables you to create real value and that is based on your capabilities, not some wish list or hopes. And because if it isn't, it isn't going to be useful. But then the next thing you need to do is make sure all your strategies tie to this and your incentives are tied to this. The people you hire are committed to it. So all those things have to work in harmony and be mutually reinforcing.
Which is more important?
And excuse me, and another part is it has to include driving creative destruction. That is, no matter, let's say you're better than all the competitors to start with, they're improving. And if you don't improve faster than they are, you are liquidating, no matter how good you think you are. And that's a problem. Success is the worst enemy of success because it breeds complacency. And we see that in company after company. So we fight that constantly with our approach to vision.
What's more important, vision or execution? And what dangers lie in the gap between the two?
Well, you got to have them both. And because, well, I mean, for execution, as I say, you've got to have the right people with the capability who are committed to the vision. You've got to align the incentives. You've got to have the decision rights set so people have decision rights in areas where they have capability. So this isn't a hierarchical approach. It's an approach based on comparative advantage. And then you've got to have a knowledge system so that people have the right knowledge, not just internal knowledge, but knowledge what's going on everywhere in the world that affects your business, that they can use to make good decisions. And all that has to be, as I say, mutually reinforcing and harmonious.
So you're a math and science guy, but you write that you also read everything you could about philosophy, anthropology, sociology, and more. What's the importance of math and science when it comes to business, and what are the limitations?
Well, because creating value involves human beings. And so you've got to understand what human beings value. For example, the customer isn't just buying a commodity. A customer is buying a unit of satisfaction. And how well that product or service gives them satisfaction depends on their subjective values. So every customer is different. So you need a way of understanding what a customer's subjective value is, not just the objective one. What is the price? What is the quality? But what do they really value? And then work on creating that rather than some numerical approach. So it's got to have the numerical, the quantitative, but it also has to include the subjective. And that's the hard part. That's why so many companies miss it.
Koch has always stayed private. Why?
Why not? No, I mean it works for us. It's being private enables you to do a lot of dumb things that seem dumb in retrospect, but are critical to learning. So you experiment more. You don't need to worry, oh, if we spend this money in this quarter, our quarterly earnings are going to go down and our stock price is going to be, we're going to be vulnerable to a takeover and so on. You just do what you think is best for the long term. And that's our whole philosophy. How do we maximize profit, not this quarter, not this year, but over the long term? And so we're able to focus on how do we create the most value for others, because that's what enables you to be successful over the long term.